Welcome back to Alignment. We are now in Chapter 4, Treasure Trashed. Rise and shine, sleep mode has ended. Geo woke up and remembered that he nearly exhausted his battery supply the previous night. However, he wasn't as bad off as his teammates. Droider was still asleep, and Jupiter didn't even have time to fix his injury before passing out. Geo did not think that either of his comrades would wake up for a while, so he pulled out a piece of paper and began to draw a picture of Droider. However, Geo discovered that he couldn't draw anything that resembled a circle or even a straight line. He was sad that he couldn't draw a decent picture of Droider, but soon both of his teammates woke up. "Oh man," Jupiter yelled. "Last night was terrible. I got the worst injury ever. But hey, I guess it's thanks to me that we escaped from Dreekale." Droider replied,
"Yeah, Jupiter. Even I can admit that barrage of homing missiles was pretty cool.
She then looked up at the sky.
But sadly, it wasn't enough to stop Dreekale. He's still alive and the world is still dark."
After that, Jupiter got out some tools and began to repair his injury. "It's a good thing that I know how to fix machines and stuff," Jupiter said as he worked on the gash. "Otherwise, I just have to live with this injury, and that definitely won't help us defeat Dreekale." As Jupiter continued to work on the injury, Droider approached Geo and said,
"Oh, Geo, last night was such a blur, but I can remember you saved me last night. Didn't you?"
Geo did not want to seem arrogant, so he looked down.
"I wasn't able to move after that electricity hit me,"
Droider said.
"but you carried me out of harm's way."
Droider then gave Geo a kiss and continued,
"Geo, you're a real hero, you know that?"
"I'm a real hero too," Jupiter said, indicating his repaired wound. "Check it out."
"That's a nice scar you have there, Jupiter,"
Droider said.
"So, are you feeling up to looking for Dreekale again?"
"You bet I am," Jupiter shouted. "I feel like I could take him on all by myself."
"Take it easy, Jupiter,"
Droider said.
"You remember what happened last time, right? I don't think we want to go head-to-head with him again. We'll have to use stealth and assassinate him when he's not ready for it. But look on the bright side. You'll be a great help if we get caught. You're good at bailing us out of trouble."
"That's fair enough, I guess," Jupiter said as he looked at his scar. After that, the ninjas headed out to find Dreekale again. They happened to pass by the fortress that they invaded the previous night, and they noticed that the place was completely empty. The ninjas did not pay that fact much attention, so they just continued on their way to find Dreekale again. Soon, they found his heat signature in a ruined building that was missing a roof. There were no zombies or bodyguards around. But when the robots activated their thermal vision, they noticed something odd. Around Dreekale were several large patches of cold air that were moving around as if they were alive. However, Geo did not care about the cold patches. The only thing he cared about was that Dreekale was distracted by chanting a spell, and this would be the perfect opportunity to assassinate the evil necromancer. When Geo was ready, he leaped into the structure and ran toward Dreekale. However, as soon as he got close to Dreekale, he felt something grab his arms and legs and pull them back. Droider wondered what was happening, but she soon noticed that there were several cold patches grabbing onto Geo and trying to pull him apart. As soon as she noticed this, an invisible tentacle reached for her and pulled her to where Geo was. When Droider got there, her arms and legs were also being pulled by the invisible enemy. Jupiter was soon pulled in too, and all of the ninjas were trapped. Suddenly, Dreekale turned around and said, "So, you were foolish enough to come back. Well, this time I have come up with a perfect plan to get rid of you all. I never thought I'd be able to summon ghosts to this world, but it looks like I have succeeded. Now, I could just blast you all and get it over with, but I want you to suffer a long and painful death, one by one. Now, where should I start?" He then looked at Droider. "I'll bet a couple of guys would hate to see a pretty girl get torn apart by my ghostly minion. I think I'll start with her." "No!" Jupiter yelled. "Take me first!" Suddenly, Droider screamed. Geo was panicking. He did not know what to do. All he could do was sit there and watch Droider suffer. She kept on screaming as her arms and legs started to get further and further from her body. Soon, the artificial skin on her arms tore to reveal the wires underneath, and a ghostly tentacle flashed a pale white color as it wrapped around her neck. "Stop it!" Jupiter yelled. "I don't want to watch my comrades die. Please, take me first!" Droider was still screaming as some of the wires in her arm broke with electricity coming out. Geo could not stand to watch. The seconds seemed like hours as the wires in Droider's arms and legs slowly broke one by one. Jupiter was struggling to break free as Dreekale said, "This is taking too long. Let's go ahead and finish this." After that, the ghostly tentacles tore Droider's arms, legs, and head off all at once. There was a flash of electricity as Droider was destroyed, and Geo was heartbroken. He saw the pieces of his best friend lying on the ground, and he felt something he had never felt before. Suddenly, he unleashed a powerful blast of energy from his body. This force exploded outward and killed all of the ghosts in the area. It also did tons of damage to Dreekale. The necromancer was just sitting there with an orb that was not functioning, so Geo ran toward him with his sword ready. Just as Geo got close, he noticed that the burst of energy completely emptied his battery, so he passed out. Jupiter saw that his comrade was unconscious, so he ran to finish the job of defeating Dreekale. However, Dreekale's orb started to glow once again. Jupiter felt his scar, and knew that he would not be able to defeat Dreekale on his own. So he ran to Geo, picked him up, and carried him far away from the ruined building that Dreekale was in. That is the end of Chapter 4. Come back next time for Chapter 5, Treasure Plundered.